if you are coming to Birmingham to visit for a weekend or for a concert or for the World Games, whatever you're here for, you should definitely stop by this brewery if you enjoy good beer. Hey, what's up everybody? It's Corey from Cruise Reviews. I am coming to you today with another brewery review. We are in Birmingham, Alabama today, and we are at one of my all-time favorite breweries. It's called Good People Brewing Company. And yeah, let's get into it. Hope you enjoy the review. So if this is your first review that you've ever seen me do about breweries, there are really four main things that we cover in a brewery review. This is not just a beer review. This is really a review of the overall experience of coming to the brewery and experiencing that location. So the four big things are quality of the beer, of course, so like the taste, the variety of the beer that they have on tap. Is it all IPAs, all stouts, is it all light beer, or do they have a variety? There's also what I call the churn factor, and the churn factor is really simple. If you were to come to a brewery one time a month for 12 straight months, how different is the beer every time you come? So think of it as variety over time. And then of course, finally, we have the atmosphere and location of the brewery itself. So that is what we're going to be covering today. So let's get started. So first things first, let's talk about the beers that I have here today. The first beer I have is a cherry almond beer. So this cherry almond beer, it's like a sour, I think. You can see it's a nice kind of reddish cherry color. Let's give it a shot. Ooh. So like super tart, not a lot of carbonation. It's nice. Actually, the almond comes through. I was like, how is the almond going to come through? It does come through. It's good. It's not bad. Let's talk about the four factors. Number one, I always save taste to the end, right? So we'll get to taste in a minute, but let's talk about variety. I think Good People really has good variety. They have everything from, like, they have a series they call the Funk Farm, which are like their sour beers. That's what I was showing you earlier. And they even have barrel-aged sours, which I'm a massive fan of. But then they're really mostly known for their IPAs. This is like a hop-friendly environment here. They really like IPAs. I think there are like 6 or 7 on tap right now while I'm here. And like from their staple IPAs, like the Good People IPA, their Snake Handler is like a must try. So their variety is like 5 out of 5. It is truly excellent variety. So the next beer we've got today is going to be what they call the High Five IPA. Now the High Five IPA, as you can tell, it's very hazy. It's like a nice orange color. It looks good. Let's give it a go. Yeah, so like on the nose, it's like really juicy, very tropical. Oh yeah, like it's like quintessential, super juicy, New England style hazy IPA. That is really nice. Again, that's the High Five IPA. Now, one quick thing. When I'm covering these, I want you to understand that like these might not be on tap when you get here, right? If they've got good variety at a brewery and good kind of churn and turnover with their beers, these things might not be here. But my goal is to show you kind of what do they specialize in, what's really good about these beers, and hopefully it'll give you a sense, okay, yes, we want to go check that out based on your personal taste. Churn. So churn is one that's really hard to quantify in one visit, but you just have to believe me that I've been here a bunch of times over the years. Like I dozens of times. So I can tell you definitively that this place has gotten so much better with churn. Originally, this place, I resisted coming here often because it felt like they only had their like flagship beers and then 1 or 2 seasonal beers at any given time. So if you weren't coming here for just a seasonal beer, it was like, why be here? But that has completely changed. This place, every time you come in, is gonna have something new and interesting. Now, I say every time you come in. If you were to come in every week, I'm not sure you'd see something new every week. But if you came in once a month, you're gonna see something new at least, numerous things every month coming through. So I'm gonna give this like a 4.5 out of 5 for churn. Next beer up is an even bigger New England IPA. This is called the Honey Head IPA, and it's an Imperial New England IPA. So this thing clocks in at like, I think over 9%. So it's a pretty stout beer overall, but again, looks very similar to the High Five. Let's give it a go. A lot less on the nose, which is actually surprising, almost nothing on the nose. Oh, that's good. It's like way more boozy. Yeah, it's completely different. Even though, look at these two, they look so similar. This is completely different taste and flavor, a lot higher gravity. You can taste it coming through. It's really nice. It's actually, I would actually prefer it to be a little more hoppy, but the hops are on the end are really nice. It's kind of like Hop Slam. So if you've ever had Hop Slam, I think that's from Bell's, very popular limited release beer. This is a lot like that Hop Slam beer, so really good. Okay, let's talk about location and atmosphere. I think this place has gotten so much better over the years, but the location itself is just spot on. It's fantastic. So it's right across the street from Birmingham's like minor league baseball team stadium. It is right across the street from it. It's called Regions Park. And when I say it's right across the street, you'll see in the B-roll, it is literally across the street. So you can't beat that, especially during baseball season. Like coming over here before you go to the game is just unbeatable. It's also super close to the main kind of central park area of Birmingham. It's called Railroad Park. And it is like, across the street from that too. So it's super well located. Now, parking, not always super easy. It's not a huge issue, like you can usually park within a block, but because this place is popular and because it's big, you'll usually have to plan on parking about a block away. So if you're coming here with kids, bring the stroller because they might not want to walk. Other than that, I would say that the location gets a 4 out of 5 because of the parking and because the atmosphere itself is not as cool as some of the other atmospheres in Birmingham, but the actual if you just want a place that's not super loud, that you can come and relax with your friends, this place is really an excellent spot, and you don't have to pay to park here, which I think is excellent too. So I'm gonna give this location 4 out of 5 stars. And lastly, this is a staple beer for good people. Anytime you come to this brewery, you will have this beer on tap. It is it's been here since the beginning, and it's one of their best beers. This is their Coffee Oatmeal Stout. Immediately, huge coffee notes. Oh yeah, it's smooth, it's bitter, it's delicious. It's really, truly delicious if you like big, bold flavors. So this is not a dry stout like a Guinness. This is gonna hit you in the teeth kind of stout, but it is so, so good. And it's not overly boozy, which I don't really love, big imperial stouts that are really boozy. So my goodness, this is just, I haven't had this in a while and it's so good. Oh my gosh, yeah, 10 out of 10, that is delicious. Now for the most subjective one of the day, what do I give the taste of the beer? I'm not gonna bury the lead here. I'm gonna give the taste of the beer 4.5 out of 5 stars. I think for Birmingham, this is about as good as it gets, especially when you consider the variety they offer. They offer a lot of different variety, from sour to light beer to, you know, big IPAs to giant imperial stouts. They've got it all here. And so I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5. Now, I think there are better individual beers at other places in Birmingham. But if you're looking for the most well-rounded place in Birmingham where every beer is good, this place is it. Like, I think every beer I've ever had here is good. I really do struggle to think, have I ever had a beer I really didn't enjoy here? And I don't think the answer is yes. I think I've enjoyed every beer I've ever had here. So that is about as ringing of an endorsement as I can give. Again, if you're looking for like the most famous beer you've ever had in Birmingham, that's not gonna be here. But if you're looking for like the best beer in Birmingham, this is a controversial thing, but I think this is probably the best beer in Birmingham. I really do. So wrapping up, let me just say I love this brewery, and I always have. I think it's excellent. If you were coming to Birmingham to visit for a weekend or for a concert or for the World Games, whatever you're here for, you should definitely stop by this brewery if you enjoy good beer. It's excellent, the vibe is cool, and it's super convenient. So there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, please consider hitting the like button below. It just lets YouTube know that other people might enjoy this video as well, so it suggests it to them. And also, if you really enjoyed the video and you like kind of these kind of reviews, please consider subscribing to the channel. That would mean a lot to me, and I will do my best to bring you some similarly insightful content in the future. Thanks again. Hope you have a nice day.